try and go live right now. Facebook
Okay.
Live. And then I'll give you the number of suggestions we've got, and then you just pick one of the numbers.
Okay.
And we'll go for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes maybe.
That sounds fantastic.
And yeah, that's about it. So
I think the Zoom has gotten a little less glitchy, but it's still a bit glitchy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know what? We just go with it.
Yeah.
We just go with it. I'm gonna put yeah, I'm putting a description in right now. All right. Boom. Man, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right, my friend, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 22. Oh, we have 22.
22.
Right now, suggestions. Pick a number between 1 and 22. I'll read it out and we'll go.
I'm gonna go for number 9, 3 squared.
Oh, great. 1, 2, 3. This comes from our friend Helen PaImer.
Okay.
And the suggestion is eye contact.
Okay. Fantastic. You know, you can be kind of intense sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just being me.
Yeah.
Why'd you back away?
It's just personal space and you know, like the intensity. Sometimes it's,
yeah.
I need a bit more space sometimes.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, sometimes I've been reading this book by, it's called The Power of Now.
Okay.
And I'm really trying to just like observe everything and just stay in the moment as much as I can. It's Eckhart Tolle.
I was going to say Eckhart Tolle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tolle, yeah.
So he talks
I heard
about
it.
Yeah, he's like, just be in the now right now. And I'm like, okay. And so I think I'm trying real hard to be in the now. So yeah.
How's that working out for you when you try to be in the now?
It's you know, I'm trying to let these thoughts escape me. And then I start thinking about like, am I in the now? And then I'm like, I'm in the now. And then I'm like, just be in the now. And then I'm like, now, I'm in the now. Wait, there I am, I'm in the now. And then sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not in the now. I'm in the now.
Now.
It's really messing with my brain. I got to be honest with you, trying to think about that.
Because how long is a moment, right? A moment is a moment, and then it's gone.
Right.
So the Buddhists have this thing, this acronym, RAIN. So it's recognize, allow, investigate, and then non-acceptance. And it's all about this this idea of getting into the present moment, to being at peace, away from the 5 hindrances, they call it.
What is there an acronym for the 5 hindrances?
No, I didn't pick that one up when I was doing my reading, but I think I know most of them. One of them's called the monkey mind.
Yeah. Where like it's the undeveloped mind, right?
It's like where you're basically, your mind flicks between different ideas that you just can't focus on one thing. So, for example, holding eye contact is a very good, good way to be in the present moment. The other thing that is following sensual pleasure.
Is a good or bad thing?
It's a hindrance.
Yes.
In the Buddhist way, if you've got attachment to sensual pleasure, you're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes complete sense. You're chasing the wrong thing.
Would you like a chocolate bar?
Yeah, I love a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's Norwegian chocolate.
This seems like a test. Because a hindrance is following sensual pleasures, and I love chocolate, and I love Norwegian chocolate. Like, there's no better chocolate in the world than Norwegian chocolate.
This is true. A little birdie told me that you like Norwegian chocolate, Jack.
Oh, Stefan, yes, thank you. Now my question is, if eating this is going to be a hindrance?
Well, you got to ask yourself the question, if you eat it, are you going to be in the present moment?
Oh, no, and I'll tell you why. Because part of me is going to be thinking, a big part of me is not going to be enjoying the bar. A big part of me is going to be thinking at some point this is going to end. So I'm setting myself up for disappointment.
No!
So, yeah. Like, I can't just enjoy it. You know what else? I want more of these chocolate bars. So now I'm thinking I should sit here and just save it for a special occasion, but I'm going to be thinking about it the whole time. I'm going to be thinking about this chocolate bar the whole time, Stefan. Boy.
Jack, but that's good, because at least you're not doing the monkey mind thing.
You say I'm intense. You're intense. Wow.
Do you think that when you maintain eye contact, that's when you're truly in the moment with someone else?
Well, I mean, it's a fine line, right? It's like eye contact versus staring at someone. What's the difference there? Is it intent?
That is a legitimately good question. I would say it's about the connection.
Oh, all right.
The connection, which would have to mean your intent. Yes, that's true.
Wow. So my intent right now is to use eye contact just to stay present and focus on you. That's my intent right now. But what's the action coming across at? I guess that's the question. I guess you're breaking it down to intent versus action. What is the action? Is the action or what you're seeing that I'm staring at you, or is it a connection?
That has to be about what I read into it.
Wow.
Which is basically this is a two-person interaction, which means that even if you're in the moment, am I being in the moment?
And if you stop to think about it, do you take yourself out of the moment?
This got ultimately more complicated.
But if we solve that riddle, doesn't it get simpler? Doesn't it get easier?
If you're in the moment and I'm in the moment and we're both in the moment and we're both making eye contact, do the stars align? Is that some sort of, is that like an eclipse of the moon and the sun, and
maybe the moon and the sun, it's like maybe they're engaged in eye contact in a planetary way. And then that moment of eclipse is when they achieve true eye contact in the moment.
And that's a meaningful thing?
I think so. I think it's the most meaningful thing.
Is that a moment of love? Can you show love without eye contact?
Yeah, without eye contact. I think you can. I think because, okay, I sit next to my girlfriend, but we don't talk. I'm very happy at times doing that. So even though we're not showing eye contact, we're still feeling that. I think it's more of a feeling, but I think definitely that eye contact can go to reinforce that feeling for sure.
I love that. I think that is just another type of awareness.
Wow.
Of being in the present moment.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. So can I get you your usual bacon and eggs?
Yeah, so bacon and eggs, and I think this time I'm gonna live a little. I'm gonna get a chocolate milkshake as well.
You are intense. Scene. Oh, Kevin, you're so fun to play with, man.
So are you, Jake. Thank you very much. Yeah,
How was that?
it's cool. It was cool. Yeah, it's philosophical. We got philosophical. Yeah, or the
Yeah.
characters did. Characters did. It was
Yeah.
fun to play with you.
And then the question, from that comes like, are there characters or are these just us or
Yeah,
like what? And I
yeah,
guess that goes to whatever your mentality or thought process of improv is like, are
yeah.
you playing, I think we always get a pass with whatever we do on stage because we can say they're characters, but even if it's like part of me that I'm showing, it's like,
Abs-
oh, I can always get away with just going like, oh, that was a character choice, even though it might have been a vulnerable part of me that I'm showing.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would say I was being uh, me, quite close to me. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Um,
most of the characters I play are just different versions of me in heightened situation,
yeah.
just making it a heightened version of me. But most of the time, just playing those or someone close to me for sure.
Did you come into improv directly through acting background or?
No, I came in through Christmas. My parents gave me a Christmas present to take classes at Second City. I was going to school about 2 to 3 hours south of Chicago, and they said, "Here, we think you'd like improv classes." And it was my final year at university. I just liked the sense of play and the sense of the group creation of art. I really
Yeah,
dug that. I didn't like stand
so
up.
cool.
But I found in improv, I was like, oh, this is like a sport. And what's my
Yeah,
position like? And when you play sports, you definitely are like, just you do this part. You're the goalkeeper. That's your job, or your defense, or whatever it is. And I found the same in improv. And then I found a bunch of people that were kind of misfits. And we were like the island of misfit toys. And we didn't really belong in one camp or the other. It was like, we weren't really like the class clowns. We were more like the people who kind of whispered in the ear of the class clowns. And we weren't like, in like necessarily band people or anything like that. And so that's how I came into it.
yeah.
How did you come into it?
So it's interesting because I watched your show yesterday, Connor and
Oh,
Alistair and yourself in the debate, and I was actually remarking that I did some debate in high school, and first and second speakers you prepare, but the third speaker has to summate, and I did that a couple of times, and that really at the age of whatever 16 felt like the hot seat.
mm,
So I'd say I started with that, and then I also did theater in school, and we did theater sports a little bit, and I loved that. But there's a long gap before I rediscovered improv classes, because I think like it was quite cool that I got to do it all the way back in South Africa, like in the year 2000 more or less. And then there's a long gap until I rediscovered improv classes and places where you can actually play. Firstly, do short form games just for fun was like one opportunity that I came across, and
yeah.
then it was discovering Improv in 2016, where it was like this felt like the beginnings of a school, or this was a school that was getting off its starting to emerge, and then
Yeah. And
the
it's,
festival,
and you were took on the daunting task of running the Oslo Improv Festival last year. And
yeah,
what an amazing job. And you, like, the lineup of teachers you had for that festival last year was probably the best lineup of teachers at any festival that I can think of. And you had people like Jeff Machowski and Messing who have been doing it for, Machowski founded one of the seminal improv theaters in Chicago, a Second City, one of the ETC, the secondary stage right there.
mm,
You had them, but then you had like all these other amazing, Stacy Smith and Euler and all those people. And it was just like Rosowski, like it was bam, bam,
Jason
like one,
Schatz,
yeah,
Colleen
Jason
Doyle,
Schatz and Colleen. And it was just one after another. It was just like home run hitter, home run hitter. And like, that was a huge, for me, it was like, oh, if you wanted to go to any festival, it would have been that one last year. So that was an amazing job, man.
Yeah, it was an honor and a pleasure, and it was obviously a huge amount of work, but I had a great team that we worked together on that. I mean, yeah, like I have to thank Ari and Tadia for
Yeah.
the connections that, and networking that led to our killer lineup, and myself and others who also did the networking for that. But it's a lot of legwork. It's a lot of um, people skills and improvising and yes ending, because a lot of
Yes.
people have different visions. They want this and they want that, and you have to try to help them to improvise into the scene that it became, which was amazing. So very privileged.
Yeah, and you're right. It's like you got to navigate those opinions and those people, and see what you think is going to ultimately be the best. And so that's a lot of times, people want to have the ego as part of this. And I know you, and knowing you take your ego out of like how you play, but also how you did the festival, and like that's why it became such a big hit. And yeah, Ari and Terrier, like those are two of the kind of the pillars of improv in Oslo, especially, at least taking it from where it was to now, this huge thing. And Ari is like, he's such a great evangelist, and Terrier as well, for me, for how improv should be, which is like, your slogan of Improv Enough loves you. It's like, that's how it should be. And
Oh yeah.
I was listening to this podcast, and it was talking about a guy named Paul Sills, who was one of the founders of the Second
Sure.
City way back in the day, and like having this attitude of like whoever shows up plays, because it was supposed to be this whole kind of common art form based for the working man. And it's like, if you want to show up, you get to play. And I feel like that's a little bit come out of improv, where it's been removed a little bit based on like competition and things like that. But I think definitely Improv Enough looks at it in that way of like, let's make a space for everyone, which to me is the whole reason I'm doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. We had Jonathan Pitts, who came and gave a really cool talk last year. If you ever get a chance for him to do it, it's very good. Was it 9 Ways Up the Mountain, I think he calls it.
Yeah.
And he takes us step by step through the development of I guess you could say the Chicago form of improv. So yeah, you mentioned about that, and that was quite inspirational to me as well, because of I have a soft spot for Viola Spolin and her point of view on it, which is essentially play the games, these improv games, and you're changed by the improv games for the better, right? Because it's about being a better person, or at least being a more open person, more aware, more empathetic human person.
Huge empathy is huge. I've got one of her books right here, which is a really good read, and it's for people if they want to have a sense of like what they can do to practice on their own, or do individual skills, or like coach one-on-one. That's a very valuable tool. Theater Games for the Lone Actor, which
fantastic.
Yeah, and it's I'm really excited to hear you talk about her, because I think she became somewhat of a lost voice in this whole thing. And like that scene we did just now, which was a 10-minute scene, was basically like finding out what that thing is. And the scene could have been said, okay, this is called philosophy, and at some point in the scene you're gonna tie something into being really philosophical and deep, and then that's what it is. So it's really exciting talking to you, and you're part of Improv Enough. Where can people find you online, and are you performing and doing classes right now? Because you're also a wonderful teacher as well.
Thank you. Yes. So we have a Facebook page, which is Improv Enough. So Neuf is Neuf. I can actually write it in here. But it's essentially tomorrow that we have an open drop-in for all levels. So we have a Facebook page, as it's written there next to my name now, Improv Enough. We have a web page as well, impronough.no or .com. We're based in Oslo. We have the Oslo Impro Festival, which runs in the autumn, the late autumn. let's crossing fingers, holding thumbs for this year. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you obviously played and taught at that as well, and it was fantastic to have you in 2018. Yeah,
it was the best, man.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So yeah, tomorrow we have an open drop-in workshop at Wednesday, 6 p.m. Oslo time. Normally we have weekly shows on a Wednesday and a Friday, and normally we do other stuff as well with multiple workshops. But yeah, currently it's just one online workshop and a Zoom workshop. So yeah, anyone's welcome to that. I'll be co-teaching that with a wonderful lady called Kristine Slotina. So yeah, that's
another, and she's another huge part of the festival and the scene in Oslo.
It's not Kristine Sterud, not the head of Improv, but another, my duo partner and girlfriend as well.
Well, she's also a big part of Improv then.
She obviously is, yeah. But I think you were alluding to Kristine Sterud when you started to say.
Yeah, that. Kristine Sterud is she head of education for Improv?
No, she's the director of Improv.
Yeah.
She took over from Tadia.
Yeah.
So, elected twice now. So she's doing a fantastic job, working hard at it. So that's great. And she's They organized our online show last week, which was really cool. We had Annika and Arna, who you know very well as well. Yeah. They played a show. That was filmed in Chateauneuf, our headquarters here. So it was a camera crew with safe distances between all people.
What?
And Annika and Arna are obviously cohabitants, so they could play on the stage together.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna put a link to all the information, how people can find you. I'll put that in as well. And yeah, you're just such a joy and such a great enthusiast for improv. So thanks for taking some time out, my friend, and playing today.
Thank you. You're a very inspirational man yourself, Jay. I appreciate it a lot.
Love you, Kevin Gow.
Yeah, yo, Jay Sokal. Yeah.
All right. See you, my friend.
Take care. All right. Thank you.
Bye.